Oh, hi there. My name is Louis Pepillon, and you may remember me from past assignments such as Fragile X and early interventions in ASD. Today I'm here to talk to you about picture exchange communication tools. Communication skills are very important. They help build social skills and they help increase self-determination. Communication skills as well help children with ASD interact with their world. It helps them express their needs, helps them and gives them the ability and agency to make choices. It gives them the affordance to be spontaneous with others and their peers, with family members, and that includes play. It also allows them to develop relationships with their peers and others and even family members. The absence of communication skills can lead to frustration, severe and challenging behaviors. It can even lead to self-injury and aggression towards others. Picture exchange communication tools are a way for autistic children to communicate without relying on speech. The most famous one of these systems, of these tools, comes from the Pyramid Educational Consultants Group. It's called PECS system. It's a unique way, it's an alternative, augmentative way of communication. It's a training protocol that is designed to help children and adults with communication and cognitive as well as physical difficulties to engage in functional communication. To communicate using these systems, people use cards, either with pictures or symbols, words, and or photographs, and they use these cards to ask for things, to comment on things, to answer questions, and even ask for help. Picture exchange communication tools are an extremely helpful type of ABA therapy that are beneficial for children developing their speech and communication skills. Because after developing speech skills, children can expand upon these expressive communication skills and, for example, learn discrimination or sentence structure skills. The 6 phases of the picture exchange communication systems are: the first phase, how to communicate; the second phase, distance and persistence. But for our purposes for this assignment, we're going to learn to communicate. There's a lack of verbal communication, there's a lack of language there. So we want to establish that. What is the purpose of such a communication tool? Well, as we said, a picture exchange communication tool gives children without spoken language or with limited spoken language skills an alternative way to communicate. This tool can also increase people's communication skills. How to use a picture exchange communication tool? Well, first we hand a child the child hands you a picture in exchange for an object or in exchange for a reinforcer. It may usually starts with a single word and it works up to a sentence, and that's what we'll have done with my own project here. Behavioral methods of prompting and reinforcements are used to increase communication, and as well as a motivational means. For our purpose, we're using Smarties. Picture exchange communication tools are used and can be generalized over various settings. So we can use this tool at home, this tool at school, this tool anywhere else where it helps the child understand that similar rules, communication skill rules applies in different settings. And same goes with number 5, use across settings to provide consistency. Consistency is always key. So I've taken pictures from the PECScanada.com website to show what a typical PECS communication tool looks like. For my project, I modeled my communication tool on these ones. I have a binder that I've put some Velcro strips on. Inside, I've got additional words. Right now, we're focusing on one sentence. And there's other elements, other words to make a fuller sentence and make additional related sentence. sentences. For this assignment, I inspired myself on a child I work with in a daycare center. This child is in the preschool group and he's about to go to kindergarten. He's still nonverbal and we're struggling with potty training. So the key word to start with this child would be toilet. If he has to go, he's on pull-ups right now, and before he goes into his pull-ups, before he has a bowel movement or urinates in his pull-ups, he's being encouraged to use this card, to give it to us so we know that he has to go to the toilet. The reinforcer is one that we know and we've talked about in class. They're Smarties. Just one Smartie at a time. They're oh so delicious and quite the reinforcer. I can vouch for that myself. And the funny thing is that this child's parent has worked with Joanne, and maybe that's where the idea for the reinforcer has come from. But as I've stated, the key word that we started with was toilet. So I get the card from the child. He's got to go to the toilet. He wants to try and potty train. He gets a Smartie, an also delicious Smartie. And the sentence structure that I've worked on here is, I want help for the toilet. So we'll start with this one with this child and work our way to a full sentence. Other cards that we have are the flushing sign with the words flush. I forgot to state that words should be written on the cards to promote different instructors and parents, to promote consistency. So we're all using the same words. Wash hand, sit on the toilet, please, I want, help, toilet. Here I've got a card that says you, wipe bottom, more, thank you, pants down, and pants up. In my own experience, I actually never used this tool in my experience, but I've used a sign language. And this for help. I can see myself using a combination of such a communication tool and sign language in my practice eventually. And I'm looking really forward to get a chance to maybe make my own. Throughout my research, I saw a woman on the internet that she can't use these kind of pictures because her son just doesn't register them. So she uses actual photographs and pictures of parks and items of people that he knows because that's what works for him. Every child is different, so every tool will be utilized differently to meet the child's needs. Some resources in Timmins. Well, there are Bright Spots Therapy Services. You can find their websites here at www.brightspot.ca. You can also reach them at 1705-300-BSTS, and that's in Timmins. They also service Cochrane all the way to Sudbury. Another resource online, provincially and federally, and pretty much anywhere where you've got internet access, is the Pyramid Educational Consultants website. The almighty people that created the PECS system. They have lots of information and training available on their website. Finally, Autism Ontario offers workshops. This is the last one I saw. It was closed. It just happened recently. But if you keep looking at their websites, numerous workshops are being offered throughout Ontario, and there may be one close to your area. So that was my picture exchange communication tool. I hope it benefits me. I hope it benefits the children I get to work and interact with. And I hope you found this presentation helpful. And I will have a Smartie on both of us.